Welcome back, everybody, to the Pokemon SoulSilver playthrough. This is part of 52, and we are switching out the lead. We're giving the lead to Red Ranger, who just plain doesn't get enough screen time. But now he's getting plenty. At least I think so. Now, see, Red Ranger, there's just not enough time for playing. There's only enough time for doing stuff. And that doesn't include, unfortunately, playing with Mui. Anyway, so we're moving on to Route 3. Yeah. The 3th of the routes. Now, this route has actually quite a few trainers. Okay. Okay, so, what did he just call himself? Camper Boy? No. Regis. Regis. What? Who came up with that idea for that name? What do we name this guy? Shut up, I'm watching TV. God, Regis and Kelly is on. Regis. Good idea. Alright. Yeah, apparently the heavy works for Game Freak. Don't question it. Alright, making short work of this Camper Boy. Fail Boy. Wow. That was actually kind of clever. I like how they add little things like that in. Oh, look at this! Another double team of ace trainers. Man, these guys are just plain wrecking badass. I'm telling you. I love the music when they spot you. It's awesome. I love that. That's got to be the best. What is that? Like a scene theme? Like spotted. That's it. Spotted theme. That has got to be the best one, like ever in the history of everything. All right, so they're not messing around. I mean, these are ace trainers here, so they got some serious Pokemon. They got Doug Trio, super fast Pokemon, and Electabuzz, general powerhouse. So I believe I'm gonna just focus all my attention on Electabuzz at first. Yeah. Totally not even giving him the time of day here. Flying to nail that Doug Trio and Silverwind. Doing some really decent damage. Wow, that actually went a lot faster than I would have expected. You weren't bluffing. I didn't even say anything. Thanks for the money, though. That was a lot. Alright, so we're going to skedaddle on down here. Now, if you notice, there are 4 very strange grayish rocks. Yeah, perhaps some sort of meteorites from space. Now, if you have yourself a Deoxys, this is where you would go to change its form to one of the 4 forms, which is, if I recall correctly, normal, attack, defense, and speed. And also get a star piece. Man, those are good for selling. Because I just plain don't have enough money. I need more. Oh, wow, even more stuff. All right, what do we got here? Another one. Wow. All right. That's a good, what, 9,800 Pokebucks? Poke Dollars? Whatever you want to call it. I love how they're called Poke Dollars. Or some games call them Poke Coupons. No. Coupons are something that save you money. They're not actually money. That's just silly. What does it always say on coupons? This coupon is worth like 1/100th of a cent? Wow. That's a lot of money, man. Anyway. Alright, so this camper is gonna try... No, youngster, sorry. Now he's got me confused, that first youngster. Gonna try to show me with his fancy old Raticate. Gonna just set up some defense and send out bats in video games. Not even messing around here. And in the meantime, I gotta read this very, very important, very well detailed, probably the most detailed Pokemon memory I have ever seen. Mr. Nick the Flick 7, who says, my favorite memory was when the anime was good. And I love how he spells anime, A-N-I-M-A-Y. Like anime. Yeah. Alright. Well, to each their own, I suppose. I mean, the anime is definitely what I would honestly concur in some sort of ways. That I touched on this before when I said sort of like the anime was sort of like, you know, like it pretty much, it feels like it ran out of ideas, you know, it's become like a parody of itself. And yeah, I mean, nothing can really factor in with, you know, you think the nostalgia from when you were a kid and when you watched Pokemon, you know, when you're a kid, you love everything. So when you look back on that, you know, you just think like when you're older, oh man, you know, when I watched that when I was a kid, you know, it was awesome. It was like the best thing ever. So, you know, being one of those sort of biased people, I will say that, you know, of course, the first few seasons of Pokemon up until like, I want to say the beginning of the advanced generation were like the best. But now it just seems like not so much. I mean, it's not really one of those things where, you know, Saturday morning rolls around and you're like, I have to watch this now. Now it's all about different shows, and certain shows that come on Saturday mornings on the Hub and have all sorts of magic and sparkles and such. Alright. So, messing up that youngster, showing him who's the boss. Yeah, gotta teach those youngsters what for. Silly youngsters. Alright, crazy time skip going on there. And we are back in action with Red Ranger up first again. I think, no, yeah, decided to switch it. I sort of realized that once I got off the bike. Oh yeah, Red Ranger's out first. Perhaps I should do something about that. So we got a fire breather out first. That was pretty much a big reason why I wanted to switch out Red Ranger, because God sake, look at that Magmar. Yeah, no, that wouldn't have lasted very long. You mad? Gonna make this simply as short as well. And in the meantime, Naru Dude 111 says my favorite Pokemon memory was when I played Pokemon Snap and found a ghastly ghost flying on the screen. I will always remember this because I spazzed out and snapped, I think, 20 to 25 pictures in a row, screaming to my dad, "A ghost took over the Pokemans!" Then I found out it was a Pokemon itself. Good times. Then he says my favorite Pokemon would have to probably be Arcanine because he looks like a giant puppy. I can only imagine me riding to school on that. Three words, coolest ride ever. I have to agree. What was that? I think it was shown like somebody in the anime using their Arcanine like to ride on its back. I can't remember what or who, but it was someone. Pretty sure. Unless I'm thinking of Rapidash. I mean, well, I'm definitely certain about the Rapidash thing. That was a kind of a weird episode. Now, at this point, I was like, you know, Red Ranger isn't really my most amazing attacking Pokemon, so I might as well just use that fancy old EXP share that I got ages ago and put on Red Ranger so that I can be certain that he keeps up the pace without actually having to do anything. Because, well, that's just the way it's going to have to be. So sorry. Alright. Yeah, specifically so sorry to the Team Red Ranger fans. Yeah. Nothing really I can do about it. Alright, so we got Hiker here. Just generic old rock-type Pokemon. And a Clefairy. That's actually different. Well, we are approaching Mount Moon, so I guess it makes sense that he's got himself a Clefairy. Fuh. Alright. Fuh. Oh, no. Now what do you want? What kind of important thing do you have to tell me now? Wow, she told me the same exact thing she told me last part in the Viridian Forest. Thanks so much, Lyra. You are just the most informative and special person I've ever seen. What is this guy? Oh, this is a black belt. Yeah, I haven't seen one of those in ages. Manford. What kind of name is that? Manford. Oh. Alright, go on, Citizen Zap. Mess up that Poliwrath. Wow, okay. When I said mess him up, man, I didn't mean that messed up. Alright, we're going to give Red Ranger some good old Bug Buzz instead of Silver Wind. Because I believe not only does it have more PP, but it's a bit stronger. And more useful for Red Ranger. You know, just in case he's got to do some heavy lifting, so to speak. Alright. So let's move on to another shout-out. Now, Rythen2, I believe I'm saying that right, says, my favorite memory was back in the very first event that happened. It was when Mew was given away. I touched up on this. I remember mentioning that. I was at that same event. I was standing in line playing my imported Pokemon Silver game. The kid behind me asked me if I wanted to trade. I turned and said, this is a Japanese game, it won't trade. He pulled out his own Japanese Silver and said, so is mine. We traded an Onix holding a metal coat and a Slowbro holding a King's Rock that day. Awesome. Now, I have to wonder, did you actually know Japanese, or were you just sort of guessing, or did somebody, like, help you out and, like, what to do? Because that's actually pretty amazing that you had a Japanese Silver game and knew exactly what to do and what each item did. Anyway, I believe the internet was around back then, Anthony. Yeah, man. Didn't think of that. Also, favorite Pokemon has to be Dunsparce. It was one of the first I caught in Silver, and it stuck with me. Plus, it's unloved. I love the unloved Pokemon. And Dunsparce, I gotta admit, Dunsparce is pretty cool. But now that I think about it, that thing that I just said to myself, because I'm so hilarious, back in the day, I mean, Pokemon websites were so... Finding a decent, sort of like professionally well-made Pokemon site was so rare. Usually it was just like random Pokemon websites that people would make on their AOL hometown page, or Lycos, or Angel Fire. If anybody remembers any of those names, a thumbs up to you. Or, what was the other one? There was Homestead, and, oh my god, I'm thinking of one more. I can't, yeah, there was Lycos. I remember the Lycos mascot was that dog, and there was that commercial. Lycos, go get him! Weird. Oh, that's epic! Bats in video games with an epic save. First Mad Cargo of the playthrough. Get nailed with Fly. Wow. That was awesome. Wow, that really didn't do much. Oh, because he's half rock type. Right. Perhaps a switch out might be in order here. Or not. You know, I guess I'll just go crazy here. Yeah. Alright. You know, I can't remember what the side effect of cross poison may or may not be. You know, it seems like, since it's, you know, a poison type attack, that it would poison them, but I never see cross poison actually poisoning anyone. So I don't know if I'm just really unlucky or if that's not really what it does, but yeah. So yeah, those really old home pages. Those were the good old days. I got to admit that was a lot of fun back then. Oh yeah, now he's okay. Not only is he burned, but he's gonna be doing half damage against this guy, which is gonna be halved again, I believe, with physical attacks after being burned. So yeah, a switch out was definitely imperative. Yeah, I'm using all fancy big words here. Might as well just get to another shouty outy. Red Yoshi returns. Says, I remember when I was a kid, I was a huge Pokemon fan. I had a ton of cards, I watched the cartoon, and I had a bunch of video games. Everyone at my generation was playing a card game called Yu-Gi-Oh! And whenever someone told me he preferred that over Pokemon, I gave that person a lecture about why Pokemon was 10 times better. Ah, sounds like me. My favorite Pokemon is Charmander. He is the first one I used. I still remember getting Pokemon Blue on my 6th birthday. Good times, good times. That, yeah, I gotta admit, you know, Charmander is pretty awesome Pokemon. Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to mention this for gosh darn ages. The last mandatory battle with Zero is actually in Kanto. I know I said all the way back in Mount Silver that was the last battle. Nope, this is the last one. So yeah, people did actually mention that, and I didn't actually feel like, you know, throwing it out there at the time. I figured I might as well just let nature take its course and just, you know, wait until it actually happens. So yeah, now it actually happened. Alright, so Fireball is setting up Sunny Day for a reason I honestly can't remember. But, yeah, I get... No, now I remember. Yeah, I had a plan, and then I decided not to go ahead with that plan. But yeah, Sneasel, definitely one of my favorite Pokemon. Fainting. Yeah, Fireball taking out the trash. I guess that's sort of a mean thing to say. You know, Zero's definitely been... he's been trying to prove himself, you know, trying to not be as much of a jerk as he was in the first part of this playthrough. For Alligator. Now, that was the idea. Now, originally I wanted Sunny Day set up so that when Feraligatr set came out, I would have Fluffer come out. But I remembered that I specifically said that Citizen Zap was Feraligator's real rival many times ago, or many times before, and many parts ago. Wow. Yeah, that's about it for Feraligatr. I don't even... Wow. The icing on the cake with the Quick Claw, making Citizen Zap go 100% go first. Nailing Feraligatr, who was paralyzed, with Thunder when it had almost no HP left. That is an actual slap in the face. Citizen Zap, you are indeed a monster. Alright, so we got Alakazam coming out. Now, I remembered Citizen Zap has a fancy old attack called Signal Beam, so I decided, yeah, you know, I might as well just go with it. I don't think I have anybody else, well, aside from Red Ranger, that could actually be super effective against Alakazam. Yeah, see, you disabled Thunder, but Thunder wasn't actually the attack that I wanted to use. So you done messed up, boy. You done messed... Oh, okay, never mind. Now he's got just a little bit of HP left. You use that fancy old Discharge Quick Claw, making Citizen Zap go first. Ah, I love the Quick Claw. You know, I could have sworn that it only has like a 1 out of 10 chance to work, and yet it seems to happen real often. Either that or just Citizen Zap's like super lucky. Alright. So now we got Gengar coming out. This was definitely something that I wanted to think about. So I said, might as well just have bats and video games. Hop on out there. Yeah, I was gonna touch on Red Yoshi Returns shout out once again. Just for a bit, playing a card game called Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I remember when Yu-Gi-Oh! Was sort of picking up steam back in 2002, and I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Virtual Desktop, or YVD as people would call it. That's how I really started getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because not only was it free, but you could play with people over the internet, which was awesome. So, after really getting into the card game, then I just sort of started to buy them, you know, in real life. But... you know, I like them both. I mean, I wouldn't really say that I'd pick, you know, I'd prefer one over the other. I definitely like both of them. Because I love trading card games. It's a lot of fun. I was really into the Pokemon trading card game when it was out as well. So, yeah, that was crazy fun. Alright, so that Gengar thought who he was doing Curse. Now, see, bats and video games tanking 3 Curse hits in a row. Gengar making it very easy for me to feint him, because Curse takes out half his HP. So pretty much bats and video games just had to follow it up with, well, anything. Well, Gengar's half poison, so the poison attacks wouldn't work. So fly. Alright. God, sue me. Over here getting all technical about the poison attacks. I mean, what do you want from me? Magneton, out here, with Fireball. Not gonna last long. It just ain't gonna happen. Alright. Now we're on to that last Pokemon. What's it gonna be? I honestly forgot what it is. It is Golbat. Wow. So he still has a Golbat and not a Crobat. Now, I think that pretty much says something about the happiness level of his Pokemon. He can get him to evolve by level, but when it comes to happiness, not so much. Yeah, I definitely wasn't coming to Kanto just to show off. Man, I was coming here to prove myself. You know, gotta get me another 8 badges. Gotta get some serious business going. I mean, this is tough stuff, man. I'm over here reactivating power plants and helping little girls find their lost dolls and doing all sorts of awesome stuff. Waking up sleeping Pokemon that are blocking routes and, you know, awesome stuff. Now, I love how Zero just plain does not use potions on his Pokemon. Now, I don't think that's by preference. I think that's just because that's how he was programmed. And that's it for the final battle, mandatory one, of Zero. Now, anything else is a optional battle. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, he will appear in Mount Silver in the same place that he did before. So, yeah. Or, no, well, you know, I honestly cannot remember. It was, yeah, he goes to the Dragon's Den. Then you can fight him there. Then there's, I don't know, there's all sorts of crazy crap. I can't even remember. But anyway, no, it was in the league, the Pokemon League, Tuesdays and Thursdays. When you try to go to the league, he'd stop you and battle you. So that was it. So that's it, also, for this part of the Pokemon SoulSilver playthrough. Join me in part 53. Not on the ball here. We'll be doing more stuff with Fireball, enjoying great weather, and moving along. See you all next time.